Here it says a cone has an approximate surface area of 214 square meters. If the diameter of the cone is 8 meters, what is the slant height? It also tells us to use 3.14 for pi. So since it's telling us the surface area, and since I know that slant height is one of the variables to calculate surface area, I'm going to start with the surface area of a cone formula, which is shown below. So let's just start substituting in values into this formula and see what we have. So it starts off with S. S is surface area, and it says the surface area is 214. And then we have equals pi. Remember, it says instead of pi, use 3.14. So I'm going to put 3.14 times r squared. What is r? Are they telling us what r is? No. Well, r is the radius. They're telling us the diameter. Can we use the diameter to calculate the radius? Remember, when you're given a square, the diameter is the distance from one side through the middle to the other side. This is the diameter. But the radius is just the distance from the center to the other side. So the radius is half of the diameter. So in this case, the diameter is 8, so the radius is 4. So I'm going to put 4 squared. So then we have plus, again, pi. Instead of pi, we're using 3.14 times the radius. Again, that is 4. Times L. L is the slant height, and that's what we're trying to find. So I'm going to leave that as L, and that's what we're going to solve for. Now, before we start moving things around to isolate this variable to solve for L, we need to simplify a bit. So let's put this into our calculator. 4 squared is 4 times 4, which is 16, and then we're going to multiply that by 3.14. And we get 50.24. And then what is 3.14 times 4? 12.56. And all that still equals 214. Now that we simplified, we can try to isolate the variable. I always move what's added or subtracted to the variable before I undo the multiplying. So let's move that 50.24 to the other side by subtracting 50.24. Because when you take something and subtract itself, it's 0. It cancels out. So 214 minus 50.24 is 163.76 equals 12.56 L. Now the last step to undo that multiplying by 12.56, we're going to divide by 12.56 because anything divided by itself is 1. So when we take 163.76 divided by 12.56, you get L equals 13.038. And for this question, it asked us to round to the nearest tenth. And so what would I change my answer to? This is in the tenths place. If you look at the next place over, it's a 3, so I'm not going to round it up. It would just be 13. And our measure is meters.